Yo, what is up, doggies? It's your boy Beanie Colin, and I got a fire-ass video idea for you guys today. So get this, the internet. It has everything you could ever want, and more. It's used by millions of different people from all different paths of life. The variety the internet has is truly just never-ending. And the internet being so large and mostly being anonymous, it really makes room for degenerates and scumbags to just show themselves in full force. And I personally love looking at what these degenerates bring to the internet, their outlook on life and shit. It's always completely fucked up and wrong and just a dangerous outlook to have, but it's still interesting to see the fucked up shit these people believe and why they believe it. And it's also pretty fun to just make fun of their absurd ideologies. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the darkest, most fucked up communities I could find on all of the internet. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at dog fuckers, racist, pedophiles, just the lowest of the low. So yeah, I should probably hit you guys with a little trigger warning. This video is going to look into some wild and wacky shit. But alright, without any further ado, let's look at some internet scumbags. Now in this video, we're going to work our way to the more and more degenerate people. So we're going to start off with a not too degenerate community, but still, a little fucked up. The first community we're going to take a look at is Parler.com. Parler advertises themselves as a free speech Twitter alternative, so most of their users are, right wing, or they want to just say really fucked up shit without getting banned, so it's a bit of a wild and rowdy community. Creating an account and then just looking through my feed, it really just looks like a pretty generic social media platform. There's nothing really too crazy. I'm getting birdhouses and furry art and red meat, nothing too wild. But just because wild shit's not popping up on my feed doesn't mean I can't easily find some wild shit on this website. We're simply just gonna look up the tag BLM, and Jesus Christ, man, just look at these tags. The whole thing about this website is it's supposed to be free speech, it's supposed to have everyone's ideas out there, no one gets restricted, but it would seem this website's filled with 95% of just very right-wing people, so that doesn't really help with the whole freedom of speech thing. You're only seeing one side of the argument. It's no better than Twitter. But shit, doggies, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Let me see what they got going under the hashtag BLM terrorist. And you guessed it, a whole bunch of racist ass posts, but not just any racist post. These dogs are posting racist memes. Dog really said, walking home from brunch after tipping my waitress 0% because she was wearing a BLM pin. And then in the picture you got a white ass dude wearing all white, probably representing that they do not like black people, if I had to guess. Yeah, not the best meme to be 100. Maybe it'd be funnier if you have a hatred towards black people, then you might think it's fucking hilarious, but I don't know, I'm feeling a 3 out of 10 on this meme. Alright, next racist meme. My girlfriend was out last night at the BLM protest and the police shot her with pepper balls. She's so brave. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag ACAB. I gotta be honest, this post is a bit funny. I'm sure the whole thing's fake, but it is funny to think about how this dude could've just got cucked and then fucking posted about it to Twitter, not knowing he's actually posting just a bunch of hickey marks on his girl. But yeah, solid meme. I'm feeling 6 out of 10. Alright, I've had enough of these memes. Let me check out just one more tag on this website. I just want to see what will happen when I just look up the word black. So you can see by these tags we got shit like Black Lives Matter, Blacks for Trump, Black Woman, just blacks, which sounds pretty fucking racist. But shit, let's check out what they got going on in the black girls section. And shit, what do you know? It's not even filled with racist shit. It's just filled with a bunch of hot ass black girls. This is something I can get behind. Alright, the black girls tag gets my seal of approval. Let's see what they got going on over in the hashtag Black History Month. To be honest, I didn't expect to see that as a tag, we about to see them supporting Black History Month. This is pretty exciting. And what do you know, the first post is about Biden handing out crack pipes for Black History Month. I probably should have expected that. But alright, I think we've seen enough of this website. Let's take our talents over to 4chan, one of the biggest degenerate communities on all of the internet. For those of you guys who don't know what 4chan is, 4chan's kind of like Reddit, but on 4chan, there are absolutely no rules. There are some rules. It's basically just don't break the law, but basically anything else is allowed. You can do hate speech, you can do fucking hardcore porn, you can post videos of people dying. Shit, they even go as far as to be posting animated CP. It truly is the lowest of the low on 4chan. So taking a look at 4chan, you can see they have a bunch of different boards you can take a look at, and these are basically different communities, different subreddits, but for this video, I'm just going to be looking at the random category, which is basically just anything. And you'll notice I had to blur 80% of the posts because the first thing you'll notice about 4chan is a majority of the posts are just porn. Not just porn, it's usually some fucked up degenerate porn. For example, this first thread I would like to take a look at. It says, post your most fucked up, sexy, extreme, wonderful, just awesomely horrible, great sexual experiences. Let's enjoy or be shocked. Alright, I just quickly looked through this thread and it is absolutely insane. I'm just gonna walk you guys through a couple of the highlights. The OP of this post says, I've had an urge for a long while, perhaps even since I was born. I noticed that whenever I'm around girls, my focus tends to shift from whatever I'm focusing on And then my fantasy just goes crazy. I start to think about what it would be like to go to a secluded area with the girl and just start kissing. I even get so excited that I get a hard on and start fantasizing about putting it into the girl's vagina. Thanks, B, for giving me a safe space to let out all my dark fantasies and desires. I'm not even sure what to think of this post. Like, on one hand, it's very fucked up, but on the other hand, I just feel bad for this dude. Like, bro said taking them to a secluded area and just start kissing them, and then he said putting their heart on into their vagina. Like, who talks like that, man? What the fuck? Like, Jesus Christ, kid, you're never gonna stick your creepy ass penis in any vagina if this is how you behave. Like, maybe next time you're talking to girls, maybe you should just like treat them like people, you know, have a normal conversation instead of fantasizing about taking them to a secluded area and kissing them. Like, but shit, what do I know? To each his own. Let's check out some other crazy posts in this thread. Alright, well, there's a lot more really fucked up shit in this thread that I took a look at and talked about, but I forgot to take screenshots of it, and it was impossible to find a thread again because 4chan is just very confusing. I cannot find this thread again for the life of me. I looked in the archives and shit. It's just gone. But fuck it, let's just take a look at the next post. This guy writes, has B ever slipped and made racist, anti-Semitic, or sexist comments in real life? You can tell by how this question separates 4chan B from real life that these people, you know, are really messed up in the head. People that are just terminally online. From what I can tell, 4chan is just filled with people that are just always online or never out in what they would call the real world. And it's just crazy to see what these people post about because, I mean, like, normally we could never know because they're always hiding in their mother's basements, but you can just hop on 4chan and just take a look at this whole other fucked up world. I mean, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, let's actually take a look at some of the things said in this thread. Someone responds saying, I used to call people retarded before it was considered ableist. I don't anymore. Also, once I said that's gay, meaning stupid, in front of a coworker who I'm pretty sure was gay, and it made me feel bad. So, you know, not everyone on 4chan is a bad dude. This guy sounds like a very open-minded dog. But the very next response says, slipped. Ha ha ha. People can deal with it. Fuck N-words. Fuck Jews. This whole thread is Jewish. Pretty wild and rowdy thing to say in my personal opinion. And then some other guy goes on to say, so many times in my country if you say fucking N-word or any other slur it's fine. I don't really say sexist shit except some jokes about woman, but racist shit is anywhere. At one point my table sang that American History X song that fat bald retard sings in the car at the half pub joined in. Pretty much only young wannabe progressive university chicks act like it isn't fine, but no one gives a shit and we ridicule them if they say anything. Alright, now we're starting to get into the fucked up beliefs. Like, this dude's like genuinely angry that it's not accepted in our society for us to just start saying the N-word and a bunch of other racist shit. Like, dude really says only young progressive white chicks act like this isn't fine. Like, what the fuck is this dog talking about? Anyone who has any kind of care about, you know, how words can hurt other people's feelings understands that if you say a bunch of racist and sexist shit, you're probably gonna hurt some people's feelings. Alright, this last post I want to read says, I said, do I look like an N-word to my half-black stepdaughter when she tried to get me to do her chores? She's part black, but I didn't raise one. Jesus Christ, get this girl away from this man. I mean, that's assuming it's real, which I feel like it's probably not. Like, the odds of a 4chan user having a wife and daughter just seems pretty low to me. Also, this story of his fucking black daughter asking to do his chores and then him coming up with this quick racist remark, like, it just seems like a fake ass story. Like, did everyone clap at the end too, man? Alright, but that's enough 4chan for me. I feel like my mind's about to be corrupted. Although this next website we're going to take a look at is probably going to be even more fucked up than 4chan, and that website is Stormfront.org. Stormfront is a white pride website. You can see in the top left corner they got the white pride worldwide going on. In the top right corner they got something going on with Greece. I guess they like Greece, I don't know. And the first message this website greets you with is, the truth is hate to those who hate the truth. We are a community of racial realists and idealists. Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Jewish nationalists openly support their racial interests, with American taxpayers even required to support the Jewish ethno-state of Israel. We are white nationalists who support true diversity and homeland for all people, including ours. We are the voice of the new, embattled white minority. Well, shit, this is gonna be interesting, and I mean, it also says I gotta make an account to see these 13 million posts, so if anyone's wondering why Beanie Kowloon's registered to the Stormfront, it's for the video, guys, trust me. And while this is definitely a no-no website to go to, it's filled with only degenerates and racists, but I do got to give credit where credit is due. I'm loving all the options this website has. Just look at the variety of forums they have. They got ideology and philosophy, they got nature and environment, they got poetry, they got computer talks, They got education and homeschooling, youth, graphics, music and entertainment. They got the truth about Martin Luther King, and they got dating advice. Like, what do they not have over here, you know? And you can see by the numbers of threads and posts that every single one of these forums is at least somewhat active. Alright, and obviously the first forum I'm going to take a look into is dating advice, because, you know, me personally, I need help with my dating, and I feel like the KKK is really the only people that can help me. Alright, let's just take a look at this forum right here titled, "Are you as sick as I am of seeing race mixing?" This guy goes on to say, "I live in Alabama. It was a Confederate state. I am sick and just walking down the street. It's like these people wake up thinking, I'm going to race mix today. It's pathetic." Right on, brother. Like, how dare people try to commit a relationship with a member of a different ethnicity than them? Like, that's just so wrong for, you know, because, well, actually, no, I don't actually see what the problem with it is. But shit, man, let's just keep looking through this thread to really find out what the problem is with interracial relationships. Someone else says, "I am 24, but I too find this race mixing disgusting, especially when I see a beautiful white woman do the horizontal bop with black and go from a respectable family and go home to a rundown ghetto house, and they call it love." Reading this post, if I had to guess, this user probably just gets no pussy, and he's probably just jealous seeing these hot white girls with other people, and when he sees them with a black person, considering he already hates black people, that just makes him real angry. And this forum, by the way, is 98 pages long, so I'm just going to check out a couple more highlights of this forum, and then I want to move on to a different part of this website. User CountryBoy18 responds to this thread saying, "I'm from a small town in Michigan, but now live out in North Dakota, and it drives me crazy to see blacks with whites and all that nonsense. I believe that if you're white, you stay with whites. I was raised that if it ain't white, it ain't right." Well, maybe, dog, you were the one raised the wrong way, you know, considering everyone else that's in these interracial relationships are completely happy and normal, while you're the one sitting on this KKK forum just complaining about these people stealing your girls. Like, come on, dog, we ain't gonna segregate pussy out here. White, black, yellow, it's still pussy. User Nita comments on this forum saying, "Yes, I am. I see it at work. I see it at the grocery store, the movie theaters, the park, and restaurants, and so on. In fact, I am so tired of seeing it that I have reduced the amount of time I spend in public. My home is my refuge away from that junk. Unfortunately, it is very hard to avoid it completely. Not watching a lot of television or movies helps, but if I pick up a book to read, I still have to worry about being hit with a race-mixing propaganda. It seems that it's everywhere." What the fuck, dude? Like, this dude is legit so scared of seeing an interracial couple that he's hiding in his home. And like, it goes even further than that. This dude has constant paranoia that he might have to be faced with seeing the horrors of an interracial couple. This man is legit too afraid to read books because he's afraid that the words in the book may make him conjure up an image in his head of an interracial couple. Like at what point are you going to realize that interracial couples actually have no impact on your life, and the only reason it's affecting you so negatively is because you were just so angry about it? Like, if you would just ignore it or realize that it's not actually a problem, you wouldn't have these problems. You could read books, you could watch movies, you could go outside, but instead you just decide to avoid anything that slightly differs in your opinion, and you know, that's how you just never grow as a human. Alright, but I think we've seen enough of this dating advice part of the forum. Like, we get it, they don't like interracial couples. Without a doubt, the next forum I'd like to take a look at is the music and entertainment forum, and you can see when you click on this, it has 3 different forums: music reviews, musicians, gaming. Like, they got white pride movie reviews over here. Like, I'm gonna have to check that out. Taking a look into the movie section, there's a lot of threads in here I'd definitely like to take a look at. You know, my opinions on American History X could be interesting, Top Gun is bad and woke could be interesting, but the forum I really want to take a look at is movies you might enjoy. I'm interested to see what kind of movies these white nationalists like. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like old cowboy movies, but let's see. Alright, so the OP of this thread goes on to say, "I will begin this thread dedicated to movies that normally healthy, sane white folks might enjoy watching. I despise typical Hollywood movies. I loathe them down to the core of my being that many might not be capable of fathoming. There are things that Jews put into anti-white propaganda programming that set me off to a degree that most would not imagine possible. These are movies that I could actually enjoy watching." And he also ends this with, "There is only one political issue, and that is stopping white genocide." And bro, what is this forum? Like, I clicked on this to find out what kind of movies you like. We don't need this whole ass like paragraph of wordplay just describing how angry these new movies get you. Like I get it, bro. You're upset. You don't have to write out lines like, "I loathe them down to the core of my being that many might not be capable of fathoming." Like, it's like you write in this pretentious descriptive way to like try to seem smart, but you're clearly a white supremacist, so you're clearly an idiot. But shit, man, maybe I'm judging too quickly. Let's see that these movies that he suggests that, you know, differ from the Hollywood norm. Alright, well, the first movie he recommends is Snow White and the Huntsman, which looks like a pretty generic, you know, Hollywood blockbuster movie. He goes on to write a little description on what he likes about this movie, but honestly, I'm not even gonna read it out because, I mean, looking at this movie, watching the quick trailer, I can just tell it's mid, so, you know, first movie take was a bad one. Second movie the dog shouts out is Tron, which, you know, it's a classic. I've never seen it, but I heard it like revolutionized CGI or whatever, first movie to do it, and it does look like it has some cool digital effects. So, you know, I'll give him a little bit of credit on the Tron take. The movie's probably pretty epic. The next thing he suggests is the Hobbit trilogy, which, you know, I saw some of them and I thought they were garbage, but I never really even liked Lord of the Rings. But, you know, what I'm noticing is most of his movie recommendations, actually all his movie recommendations, seem to have something in common. And that is, I mean, you probably already guessed it, it's an all-white leading cast. Which, I mean, makes a lot of sense since the dude's racist and shit, but with his whole comments about how he hates these generic Hollywood movies, like, I thought he would at least have some interesting takes. Like, this dude just picking the most generic Hollywood movies that only have white people. Like, some other movies this dude suggests are Zombieland, The Dark Knight Rises, Hansel and Gretel. Like, he's still watching generic Hollywood movies. He's just avoiding the ones with messages he doesn't like and black people in the cast. Like, why did you start this thread with this pretentious ass statement about how you're going to tell us about some movies that are actually good and different if you're just going to give us the most generic movies of all time? Alright, well, I'm almost ready to hop off this website, but clearly the last forum we need to take a look at is the music forum, because, you know, Beanie Kowloon YouTube channel, we like to talk about music. I'd like to take a look at this forum they have on punk rock music, because, you know, punk rock music, it fucking slaps. The OP of this thread says, I was wondering if there were any punks here. I listened to the Casualties, the Addicts, Dead Kennedys, Dead Milkmen, Social Distortion, Blink-182, Anti-Flag, Elkin Trio, The Exploited, The Ramones, The Clash, Sex Pistols, etc. Anyone else? Come on, I can't be the only one. Let me just say, you know, I don't listen to that much punk, but looking at the artists he's named, you know, this guy's playlist is probably looking kind of fire. Like, he's a bad guy, but he did name some heaters. But I do gotta say, I find it kind of funny that he named the Dead Kennedys, considering they have a whole song called Nazi Punks Fuck Off. Nazi punks, fuck off! Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks, fuck off! Like, this song is very obviously about how they do not like Nazis in the punk rock scene. Like, they literally made this song because at the time there were a lot of skinhead groups making punk rock music, most notably one known as Screwdriver. You know, some of these bands were actually pretty popular because, you know, there seemed to be some overlap between, you know, the people that were just like really angry and, you know, wanted to rage out to punk rock music, and the people that are really angry and are also racist. But the worst part about it is, you know, the people that are really angry and didn't really have anything to be angry about, you know, might hear this music and, you know, become racist because, you know, they're already angry and now they're hearing all this shit from a band they like. Like, this seems like a very realistic idea on how some people could get led into false racist beliefs. But yeah, Dead Kennedys definitely do slap, but Fuck Off Nazi Punk is literally like one of their top songs. I guess he doesn't really care about their political ideology, which, you know, I gotta respect. And while I think you should separate the art from the artist and just listen to whatever you think sounds good, not everyone thinks that. Like this reply saying, I was a chaos street punk for years and enjoy a few bands you mentioned. The Casualties have a spick singer. The Addicts are faggots, literally. Dead Kennedys have N-words and communists and anarchists in the band. Anti-Flag are anarchists and anti-racist. I mean, could you imagine being anti-racist? That's wild. Social Distortion singer Mike Ness speaks against racism often, every set actually. Like, this dude's so mad that these people just aren't racist. Like, it's wild. Blink-182 are obviously faggots and not punk in any sense of the word. And this I'm gonna have to argue right here. I mean, I'm not gonna argue the first statement, but the second part, I mean, Blink-182 is the definition of punk. I don't care what you say it's generic, bro. But Blink-182 got jam after jam. What's My Age Again? All the Small Things, Damn It. Wasting Time, First Date, Apple Shampoo. Like, yeah, sure, their later albums get really, really bad, but they made so many classics. Do not diss on Blink-182. But this dude goes on to say, Alkaline Trio, see above statement, the Ramones were Jewish, the Clash were commie socialist, the Sex Pistols were fakes who were created by Malcolm McLaren, SP, and equal to boy bands such as Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. That one's actually kind of interesting. I might have to look into that, look up that name, because I've never heard that one. But regardless of whatever he's saying about them, like, it doesn't really change the fact that they made some jams and some revolutionary jams for the time. Like, they made some good music. And then he finishes this off by saying, Dead Milkmen were okay, The Exploited were amazing for their time, but their new material is crap, period. And then he gives a bunch of bands that he recommends. And like, how are you about to shit on literally every single band that this dude mentions except for the final two, which you barely even said anything positive about, and then go ahead and recommend like 50 plus bands? Like, who the fuck's gonna take this recommendation, bro? Like, you just shit on all his music. And also, I should add, I do not recognize a single band that he mentions here. I mean, granted, I don't listen to that much punk rock music, but like, I think I would recognize like one of them if it was at least good. But yeah, I think I've looked at enough things on the Stormfront. It's time for us to look at the final website, the absolute biggest degenerates I could find on the internet. Now, I bet you're wondering, what could be worse than, 4chan users and literal racist? And that, of course, is people that like to fuck dogs. The website I'm going to be taking a look at is called Zoophilia. It's a zoophilia and bestiality forum, and I'm all for freedom of speech and think you should have really anything on the internet, but I don't think this should be a website. I don't think people should be allowed to do this. Like, what the fuck, man? You can't go around fucking dogs. Like, it's just not okay, man. This website also has a variety of different forums you can take a look at. Most of them are for sharing porn, which is, pretty fucked up. And I'm going to pass on taking a look at anything that they submit in any one of those forums. So we're just going to take a look at the general chat forums. Quickly, let's just take a look at this thread that says, what's best, dog pussy or dog's ass? Just wondering what other men think about this, thoughts. And there's one reply and it says, pussy is the natural part of life. So I guess that's the answer. And this dude really has his profile picture, a picture of his dog. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Just know that dog needs to be sent to a different location. Alright, but this next thread I'd like to take a look at is just simply called Peanut Butter. Now, by the title of this thread, I'm sure you have a pretty good idea on what this is about, but I think you guys are going to be surprised on how this thread actually reacts. I was seeing a woman a few years ago who confided in me that she kept a jar of peanut butter in her bedside cabinet for special times with her 2 dogs. She had 2 golden retrievers, brother and sister. She had never had sex with them, not for want of trying, but the boy dog had been neutered. We weren't dating, just fuck buddies, and on a few occasions she actually showed me what she would do when she was home alone and feeling horny. She took the jar from her bedside cabinet, smeared a dollop of peanut butter over her pussy and ass, and then called the dogs up from downstairs. She would just let them take turns licking at her. It was amazing. Reading this story, I personally expected all the replies to be, like chanting this on, saying that it was hot, it's talking about stories that they have about putting peanut butter on parts of their body. But the replies to this actually don't really condone any part of this story, which while sounds good, you figure out that their beliefs are actually even more fucked up than you would have originally imagined. The first reply says, tell her she's a shitty person for baiting them because she felt horny. The dogs very likely don't care where they get their treat from. It's the selfish taking advantage of it that makes her and anyone who uses bait for self-gratification shitty. And I do agree with what this reply has to say. You are a shitty person if you do that with your dogs. It's so gross to see this reply that this guy thinks that it's only wrong because the dog didn't consent to it, as if there's ever a situation where a dog could consent to having sex with a human. Like, it's just way grosser to me that these people genuinely think that they and their dog are like in a relationship, that the dog enjoys when they fuck them or when they have the dog fuck them. Like, it's a fucking dog. Like, it's gonna do whatever you train it to do, and it's probably also gonna love you unconditionally. That does not mean you can fuck your dog. Another person replying thinking that dogs can have consent says, that is almost rape. If the dog wouldn't want to do that without being coerced by the food, then the dog is not a willing participant. Like, what are they saying? A dog can never have consensual sexual activities with a human. It's a fucking dog. It does not have the same brain capabilities. Like, I shouldn't have to explain this. Like, I honestly don't believe that these people don't understand it, but like, they're putting up arguments like there's some right ways to fuck your dog and some wrong ways to fuck your dog. Like, it's always wrong, man. And this thread continues to go on with 2 people arguing about whether or not it's okay to use peanut butter to have a dog eat you out. And I mean, it's just so obviously never okay to have a dog eat you out, peanut butter or no peanut butter. Alright, but let's just take a look at another quick thread. This one's titled Hidden Desires. And the OP asks, what would you do in bestiality and are you afraid to try? And there's 2 replies, one saying, I'd say gangbang with either dogs or men or even both. And another dude says, suck a cheetah. And on that note, I think I've seen just about enough of this Zooville website. And honestly, I think I've had enough of all these degenerate websites. I think we've seen enough. Finishing up this video, I was genuinely surprised seeing how active, a lot of these fucked up communities were. And also just how easy it is to find all this stuff. Like, I didn't have to do anything hard to find any of these websites. Like, they're just right there on the internet. I mean, I guess one big downside of letting anyone post anything they want on the internet is it helps build these hateful communities that otherwise might not be able to find each other. But I also do personally believe the positives way outweigh the negatives. Like, the freedom of just being able to see any political ideology or philosophy or just anything from anyone from nearly any time of history is just truly one of the greatest things we have. I don't even really know what I'm saying. I was just trying to wrap this up with some cool conclusion that like sums everything up. But basically I'm saying freedom of speech is good, internet good, but it has some bad things about it. And I don't know, in my opinion, I don't really have anything wrong with these websites being up because, I mean, these hateful people are going to be hateful either way. And at the end of the day, it is pretty fun to just take a look at and laugh at the wild shit that these people say. But yeah, don't be racist, don't fuck your dogs, and don't use 4chan. And as always, peace out, dog.
Feel like I don't trust no one, cold one, everyone's attention darkened. No son, to me lies gon' leave me frozen. Don't need you, kind know I've been chosen. Don't wanna fight now, I got the token. To me nights gon' leave my mind broken. Ain't care about me, but I'ma be open. Nobody else gonna cause an explosion. Feel like I don't trust no one, cold one. Feel like I don't trust no one, cold one. Feel like I don't trust no one, cold one.